Welcome, everybody. NAB 2026. We're live from Las Vegas with another live interview here at the show. I want to welcome everybody that's watching on YouTube, on our watch page, and I want to thank everybody who's been watching us throughout the event. It's been a great pleasure to kind of come to you guys each day of the show. But I'm joined here by Jim Bask from Broadfield.
Hey, John. Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's good to see you again. I know we've done a couple interviews and a couple different shows last year, NAB last year, and actually Infocom, and now here. Welcome. How's the show been for you guys so far?
The show's been great. One of the things that I love most about coming out to the trade shows is seeing all the different products and workflow solutions up and running and working together. We have so many things that are interconnected across multiple booths. Broadfield, as a distributor, has more than 35 different lines on our line card, and we're seeing things at the show where Atomos announced their purchase of Flanders.
That's
so
right.
Now they're expanding the capabilities of their production monitor line. We're seeing Live View create a special model for a Sony camera. We're seeing integrations with Panasonic Lumix cameras. We're seeing all of this great stuff happening throughout the show floor that it really helps us talk to our system integrators about all the different possibilities in the workflows.
Right. And as we kind of look at that integration and kind of seeing where things are progressing, both what you're seeing here at the show, is there any takeaways from the past few days of the show that you guys have seen from as we move forward in the industry and things that are coming up that you see in the future that are standing out to you?
Yeah, I think one of the most depressing stats I heard is that we are exactly 8 weeks away from Infocom.
Yes, that is a big one. That is a big one.
Which is also here in Vegas.
Right.
And to your question, I think the convergence of the broadcast world and what was traditionally the pro AV space is coming more and more together. The same booths that we're looking at this week are going to be here in 8 weeks for Infocom.
Oh, wow.
Talking about a lot of the similar workflows in the corporate world as the broadcast world. It's not just about news production and sports production, but it's about the keynote address and even marketing videos to create the same equipment.
But that's, I think, and we kind of see that carryover to your point where, you know, even though it's a different audience in terms of the focus, but corporate and pro AV and IT type in the customer categories, but what we see here actually applies to that. And we see many of the same vendors that are here over there at Infocom.
Absolutely.
And,
you know, I think AV over IP is huge. And it allows you to drop a Cat 6 cable and set up a camera and audio gear and even PoE lights anywhere through an install. And then you have technology like the cellular bonding with Live View that now goes even beyond where the Cat 6 cable can reach to let you go out in the field on a busy trade show floor to create the content like we're doing now. It's amazing.
No, it is amazing. And I think that's kind of been this week. We've kind of been doing that here at the show, both here with Live View and as we're talking here now and other partners in the process. And obviously, you guys have been great to work with, and thank you again for your support and everything that you guys are doing from the Broadfield perspective, but also with PTZ Optics, right? Going live from their booth so they can have a daily show to connect with their audience. And I think that's the beauty with, like you, to your point, with IP and the cloud and everything we've talked about over the past year is how it's collectively come together. And now these technologies support that.
Absolutely, and it's always talking to people like you at the shows and the different people that are here in the booths. PTZ Optics is one of our larger product lines, and they're even introducing a broadcast camera later on this year that they're previewing here at the show. And we've gone this far, and we haven't even mentioned AI, which
is another big one.
Shows you all the hardware that is still being built to enable those AI production workflows, the cloud atmospheres, and all that software is complementing what the hardware can do.
Absolutely, and I think that came up in another conversation we had yesterday with somebody else in another interview, was that the acceleration, right, of both what we see here, but also from a hardware perspective, the memory, the storage, and everything else. And people kind of need to start thinking about planning now because of the cost factor of these different, you know, the hardware on the hardware side, especially. You guys see that, and you're trying to manage it the best you can with your clients and keep them updated throughout whenever you have an update to share with them.
That was a very polite way of saying that there's price increases going across the entire storage product line. As a distributor, it is something we deal with all the time. We're sitting in meetings where there are a 3-month roadmap of price increases because of shortage in the production technologies and the chips and everything they need to build this all together. But it's really also showing, from the optimistic point of view, the reason storage is in so much demand is because so many people are creating the content that requires that storage to be eaten up.
Absolutely. And AI is driving that. We know that, right? Inherently, it's a technology that, isn't new, and it's propelling things in a certain pathway, and we're aware of that fact, and it's going to take time to see where it adjusts, to your point, right, and where things land over in the future.
Absolutely. I think one of the most exciting technologies I've seen is the technology of AV over IP becoming more and more agnostic. Companies that were traditional NDI partners are now also integrating Dante AVH, ST2110, even SRT feeds are all being built into these same units. LiveView, traditionally cellular bonded encoders, now can contribute into an NDI network completely wirelessly. So you're seeing the convergence of what used to be choose A or B, now choose the right product for the job, and it includes all of that infrastructure together.
I love it. I appreciate your perspective on what you're sharing with, because I think it's important here too for the show is that obviously people see the booths and they see the technologies being discussed and the brands, but there's another part of this, like, of, okay, where are we at, right? And being transparent with the customers and people that are making decisions every day of planning for the future, and obviously how we do things here and use these different types of hardwares and technologies in the process.
Absolutely. We're talking to a lot of people. I don't know if it's just the time of year or it's where the growth opportunity is in the industry, but sports production is a huge conversation in a lot of the different booths that we're visiting, a lot of the workflows that we're talking about. They're always going to look for the highest resolution, the highest frame rates, because that's how you capture the fast motion. That's also where a lot of the new AI technology is being built. How can I follow basketball players in real time as they move up and down the court and create a multi-camera production workflow? We've seen some really cool workflow examples in Sony and Panasonic where they're doing exactly that. And it makes that future really exciting.
No, it does. And I think that's kind of the exciting part about from a camera technology and the various other pieces that come together is that it's simplifying the process of some of the complexities that may be associated traditionally of the hardware manufacturers like Panasonic or Sony or others in the process of developing something that makes it easy for the operator and the production team to be able to implement and create and build into their workflow of, like, for sports or other types of live event activities.
One of my favorite new products I saw here at the show, you said the word operator. Canon's IP300 keyboard controller is about half the size of the IP1000 with a lot of the same features and capabilities. It is one of the most compact controllers I've seen. So now imagine setting up a very quick production, a remote production, and you can walk in with a tiny little backpack and set up that PTZ controller for a multi-camera workflow. It's unbelievable.
That's pretty cool. Well, with that, thank you. This has been great to kind of take a few moments of your time. I know you guys have been pretty busy. And
very busy running around the show floor.
Running around the show floor with your team. And for anybody that's watching, please feel free to stop by the Broadfield booth. They're over in the Central Hall.
We are.
And you stop by and visit the team if you're here at the show, and you can talk with the team, with Jim or anybody else in the organization, and make sure we're going to bring up a QR code. So make sure to, when you see that, scan it. It'll actually link you to the Broadfield website, and that'll take you directly to there. All right, and so with that, you can connect with them if you're not here with us and watch it online and everything else.
Absolutely, and we are a distributor, so we sell directly to dealers and system integrators. They can scan the QR code. We can introduce them to our sales team. If there's an end user that's watching this stream and they're interested in the products we talk about, we can refer them to a local integrator in their area and still answer all their questions and get that technology out to them.
That'd be great.
So we are welcome to anyone who's interested in what we've talked about.
That'd be great. Everybody, make sure to like and share your comments. If you have any questions, please put them in the YouTube. Let us know. And I want to thank Jim once again for your time. And I appreciate you being here and everybody in your team, everything you guys do. And it's been great to work with you guys and get to know you guys more over the past year.
It's always a pleasure working with you, John. Thank you for giving me an excuse to stand in the same place for 10 minutes.
You're welcome. Absolutely. With that, I'm going to bring up another QR code real quick, and that QR code is going to go to a watch page. If you go to that watch page, that'll actually have the live player playing, but also some links and information that we're talking about. What we're doing here is Jim and I talked about at the show here in a lightweight production, what we're calling Live Anywhere. And that's basically being able to go live anywhere here at NAB or other live events that we've mentioned. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on that. With that, I'm going to conclude this live session, and we will be back with you in the future. Thank you. Have a great day.